Yes. Okay. Perfect. Let me create a REPL. So I'm going to click on create REPL, and then I will click on Python. I will just name my REPL as multiplication. Create the REPL. Okay. Now, let me write. Okay. So first of all, let's ask a number from the user. A equals to int. The data type is integer. Input function for getting the input from the user. I'm just going to write enter a number. Now, after getting the number, let's print it on the screen. So, some of the people might be knowing this already, but, for others who have just, started, so this will be a revision for those who already know it. That's fine. So let me just print this number, and then I'm going to use the for loop. So for I in range 10, we want to print the table till 10. Be very careful with the syntax. And then again, we want to print. Inside the for loop, we want to print the result. So print. Now, first of all, I want the number to be printed. So I'll just write this a variable. It is going to store the number which the user has given. So I will write a variable, comma, and within the double quotes, I just want to show the multiplication symbol. So I will write asterisk. After that, all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 10. So for that, I have to write I. Perfect. After this, the equals to symbol, and finally, multiplication of A and I. So A asterisk. Let's run this code. Enter a number 9, and there you go. It gives me the multiplication table of 9 from 0 till 9 it is giving. So what I'll do, I'll just give here one extra value as 11. Let me again give the number here. So it gives me till 10. All right, clear. So this was the assignment. Perfect. Let's move on now. Now, what if we will be just writing few programs here? Let me comment this out. First program we want to write for today's session is to find out if a number is odd or even. Okay. Program find if a number is odd or even. So we are going to ask a number from the user, and the program is going to tell if it is odd or even. Now, some of you might be knowing how to write the code because they have already practiced Python previously. So how to do this? You have to just find out how you can write the code for this one. So let me just annotate here. Let me use the annotation. First of all, getting the number from the user. Say, for example, the number is A. Okay. Now we want to just there is an operation called modulus. Modulus, like you have addition, you have subtraction, you have multiplication, division. There is an operation called modulus, which looks something like this. You know, the symbol is of percentage, but this is called modulus operation. Now, what does the modulus operation do? Whenever you divide a number, say for example 7, if you do 7 modulus 2, it is going to give us the remainder. The modulus operation always give you the remainder, not the quotient. When you use the division, you get the quotient. But when you use the modulus, you get the remainder. I hope it makes sense. So what will be the remainder here? 7 modulus 2. Can someone answer? 1. Very good. 1 will be the remainder. 3 2 just 6. 1 will be the remaining remainder. Yeah. So we are going to use the modulus operation to find if a number is odd or even. Clear. Very simple. Let's write the code. I will just delete this one. Let's come back to the Replit. First of all, getting a number from the user, the same process. Okay. I can just copy this thing. Copy and paste is very important in programming. It saves a lot of time. So I'll just paste that. Okay. I got a number from the user, and then let's do the modulus operation. So first of all, I'm going to use the if statement again. So if a modulus 2, we are just going to use 2 here. We are going to check with 2. So if a modulus 2 equals to 0, if this condition is satisfied, then it's a print even number. Else print odd number. All right. Now every even number, let's try to understand this condition, why we have used this condition. Every even number, if you do modulus with 2, you are always going to get 0. Always. Any number. 2, 8, 44, 56. If you do the modulus operation, always you are going to get 0. So if this condition is satisfied, it will print it is an even number. Else, obviously, the other case is for the odd. So you can just put that inside the else. It's an odd number. Make sense? Yes, no, maybe? Yes. Perfect. I can see only one yes here. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. So everyone is focusing. Everyone is just looking at the computer screen, not doing something else, just not being there in the session and doing some other task. No, I think that's not happening. Everyone is focusing here. Perfect. Very good. So that is the code for writing, for getting if a number is odd or even. And you can also parallelly open Replit and write the code. Yeah, write the code on your computer screen. Let's run the code. Yeah, I've just written it. Let's run this code. So it is asking enter a number. I will just write 45. So that's our odd number. Let me just put a even number here. 44. So it's a even number. Okay. Just a little bit of gap so that we can write this code. And then we will move on to the next one. Yes, you can use any editor online, offline, that's really fine. You should get the output. You should be able to write the code and get the output. That's matters a lot. Perfect. Let's move on. Let me comment this out. Next program is to find percentage. We want to create a percentage calculator. Just a moment. Oh, all right. First of all, we need to get the total marks obtained from the student. Second one is to find out the total marks. All right. Then we just want to write this formula, create another variable as C equals to A divided by B, and then we just want to multiply it with 100. Okay, so that is going to give us the percentage. Then we just want to print it on the screen. The percentage. Please write this along with me. I'll just mention the C variable there. Okay, if you want, you can mention that percentage symbol also. All right, let's run the code. Syntax error. Okay, what is the error here? Okay, I just gave that extra brackets. Enter the marks obtained. Okay, I'll just write. It's a very brilliant student, so I'll just write here 485. Okay, he worked hard a lot, and then enter the total marks from 500. He got 485. So he scored 97%. So you can enter any number here. Say for example, the total marks is 1000 and he has scored some 750 out of 1000. So accordingly, it will give you the percentage. Okay. Everyone wrote this code. Very good. See, you have to just, you have to be very confident. So that's how you become confident. You take up small program, you write it, it is going to improve your confidence. And then you are going to go to the complex things gradually. All right, very good. We will move on. Like this, we will just write few more program. Now, in the last session, when we were making the simple calculator, there was a very nice question someone asked. What if we just want to loop the operation? We are giving a choice to the user, enter the operation you want to perform. He enters two number, we get the result, and again we want to repeat the same process. So let's see how to do that. Let's see how to do that. I will just do one thing. Let me stop sharing. Just a moment. Hmm. Okay, let's continue. Perfect. Getting the number from the user. We will get two number, A and B. Enter the first number. Enter the second number. All right. We will just write all the operations. Second one is subtraction here. And then multiplication. All right. I hope everyone is writing. That's why I'm doing it slowly. I'm not just, speeding it up so that every can see at the screen and they can just write on their replit. Okay, we don't have to hurry at all. Let's understand each and every concept perfectly. So, one, two, obviously you are going to make errors. You have to just fix the errors. Okay, now enter your choice. So that will be stored inside the C variable. Int input choice. Okay, we will put the if statement here. Okay, let's put the if statement. Now we want to do the comparison. So if C double equals to is used for comparison. Single equals to is used for assigning a value to the variable. So if C double equals to 1, if that is the choice, then print on the screen the addition. Addition, comma, that's added. So A plus B there. Second choice is for subtraction. Third one is for division. And last one, let's change that also. Asterisk. Last one is multiplication. Okay, let's run the code. So enter the first number. I will just write 9. Enter second number 9. Enter your choice 1. So it adds me and it gives me, okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's change that and 4. Okay. Enter the number 9, 10. I just want to add it. So addition. All right. Now, again, it should ask me, the same process should be repeated again. So it should show again, enter the first number. So this thing will be repeated. So obviously, whenever there is a repetition, we are going to use loops. Computers are very smart at repeating any activity. Any process, they can repeat it n number of times and they won't be tired. But we humans, we get bored if we do something for fifth time or 10th time, we get bored. We have the tendency of getting bored. But the computers, they never get bored. So we are just going to put a while loop there. While, WHILE, while true, colon. And whenever you are putting a while loop, you have to give indentation. All right, I've just given the indentation. Let's run. Enter the first number. All right. Enter the second number. All right. Okay, this time again, let's do multiplication. So I'll just write 4 there. All right. So it gives me the multiplication. 9 into 5 is 45. And then again, it is asking me another number. So enter the first number. So I'll just write 4 here. Enter the second number. I'll write 3. Now this time I want to do subtraction. So 2. So it gives me the answer. 4 minus 3 is 1. Same process is getting repeated. So this will be repeated unless and until you get tired. The computer will not get tired. So you have to stop somewhere. We are using the while loop. It will keep on running while true. So this process will keep on running unless you just tell the computer to do it. All right. So that's the answer. That was the answer to the question someone asked in the last session. So everyone has got the answer for this and everyone has written the code. Yes, no. Huh. Okay. Good, good. All right. Now let's take few more seconds and then I'll move. You can write the code. You have to write this code parallelly. Just open Replit and write this code. That's why I'm just giving some time in between after every code. Okay, perfect. We will move on now. Now, another concept which we want to learn today is called typecasting. Typecasting in Python. Now, what is this typecasting? Let's try to understand. I'm going to share my slide here. All right. So typecasting basically is the conversion of one data type into the other data type is called typecasting. Okay. So if you just want to convert one data type into another data type, you can do that using typecasting in Python. Now there are two types of typecasting. First one is explicit typecasting and second one is implicit typecasting. I hope everyone is having a notebook with them and a pen. Please write this down in your notebook. It will be very handy for you. You can refer for revision. Don't simply just take the screenshot, write this in your notebook. Even if you take the screenshot, please write it down. Okay, perfect. Now, let's write some code related to this. Let's see, let's try to understand how we are going to do typecasting in Python. Just a moment. Hmm. First of all, let me just create a variable here called x. I'm going to assign a value as 20. And then I want to print the value on the screen. Print x. Okay, so pretty simple. The value will be printed on the screen here. 20. Now, I just want to find out what is the data type. What is the data type of this variable? So I'm going to use a function called type function, type, type, and I'm just going to mention the variable there. Okay, and then you want to print it on the screen. Simply just giving the type function will not work. You want to print it on the screen, so you'll write print variable, print function, sorry. When you run it, you can see it says class int. So first it shows the variable, the value of the variable, and then it shows the data type. So obviously it's an integer. Any number in programming is called integer. So it is showing class int. Similarly, if you just write here another data type, say for example 7.5, and then let's find the type. So it gives class float. It's a decimal, it has a decimal, this a number is having a decimal place, so it is called a float. Let's change the value. Let me just give some name here. Let's run. So it gives me str, string. It's a string which I have put inside the variable. So using the type function, you can find out the data type of the variable. All right, let me give some other value. Let me write 30j. Now, what is this 30j? Now, if you remember maths, We studied maths at school. Everyone had studied. So this will give class complex. Complex. It's a complex number, 30J. So it is going to give class complex. All right. So like that, you can find out different types of any variable. Okay. Everyone understood this? They can just write yes or no on the screen. Now, next thing, let's see this implicit and explicit different types of typecasting. First one is explicit. What is explicit? Basically, whenever the user is doing the typecasting, then it is called explicit typecasting. So it says here, the conversion of one data type into another data type, which is done by the developer or the programmer, is called explicit typecasting. So here we can see in the example, kindly focus at the example, string equals to 15. Now, if you remember in the first session, when we were discussing about the data types, we had discussed this one. If an integer is within double quotes, then it is called a string, not an integer, because it is within double quotes. So this 15 is actually a string. Python is going to take it as a string. Second variable, number equals to 7. Now we just want to convert the string into an integer. So we will create another variable called string number, and inside that we are going to do the typecasting here. So we will just write int string. So this string will be converted into the integer. And we are going to add both the values and give the result to the user. So you can see the output, the sum of the both numbers is 22. So this typecasting is done by the user. That's why it is called explicit typecasting. Okay, clear? Please everyone, they can make notes for this. Now second is implicit typecasting. This happens automatically by the Python interpreter. The user is not doing anything here. It is automatically done by the Python interpreter. Because some of the data types have higher order and some have lower order. So in the example, we can see here a equals to 7, and we are just finding the type of this variable. B equals to 3.0, we are finding the type B. So it will just show on the screen. For the A, it will show int. For B, it will show float. 3.0, so it's a float. So when you add it, what is the result? We are doing A plus B. So what will be the result here then? The result will be this. First class int, class float, and then 10.0. And the type of C is float. So it gives class float. So what's happening here? The 7 is converted into float automatically by the Python interpreter. And it gives you 10.0. Okay, so this is implicit typecasting. Now, let me just share my Replit. Okay, so say for example, I just write within double quotes here 15. Let's find the type. So it gives me string. It's actually an integer, but if it is within double quotes, it's a string. Now I just want to do the typecasting here. So I will just write here int. Int, I will write the name of the variable x. Okay. And you have to print it on the screen also. So let me just put it inside another variable called b equals to int x. And then we just want to print the type of b. Okay, let's see the output now. So we can see first 15. So first it was class string, then we just converted into an integer. Now it is showing class int. So this is how we can do the typecast. What if I just write here 5.5, 5.5. Now it's a float. I want to convert this into an integer. So first it was float, okay, then we just converted into an integer. Right. Let's print this also. After converting, we want to print the variable b on the screen. So it just gives me 5. First it was 5.5. It was a float. We converted this into an integer. Now it is giving 5. Make sense? Please, you can answer yes or no. Everyone is with me? Okay, very good. Please write the code parallelly. Note this down in your notebook. It won't take much time. Okay. Quickly, we will move on to the next concept now. So first, typecasting. New concept today. We studied about typecasting. Second concept is about strings. Let's study what is string in Python. Okay, amazing. Now, what is string? Not the strings of the guitar. This is something related to programming. Now, in Python, anything that you enclose between single or double quotes is called a string. So anything within double quotes and a single quote, either you can use a double quote or either you can use a single quote. So if you see something like that, it's a string. So you can see in the example, we have created a variable called name and we have just stored a value called Harry inside this variable. Now this thing is a string because it is within double quotes and we are just printing the value of name on the screen there, followed by a hello. So hello Harry. All right, this will be printed on the screen. Now, let's write this code. My voice is clear, right? Is there any disturbance and all? Or any lagging and all? All right. No, perfect. Good, good. All right. So let's do that. I just want to print the string. So x equals to, I'll just write here what? Any word. Okay, let's take hello. Hello. Okay. And then I just want to print this string on the screen. So I'll just write print x. Okay. So let's run. So it's basically a sequence of character, HELLO. Now, it's very important to understand a very beautiful concept here. Whenever you have a string, there is something called indexing in a string. Now, what is this indexing? In programming, the indexing always starts from 0. And then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Usually, in real life, the numbering always starts from 1, then 2, 3. So someone has come first in the class, second in the class, third in the class. But have you ever imagined someone came 0 in class? There's someone who has come 0th in class. Okay, so that's something related to programming. The indexing always starts from 0. Now, if you just want to access the characters of this string, how you can do that? So here, hello, H. H has a indexing called 0. E has an indexing called 1. L, 3. Next L, 4. And O is fifth. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Let me just write that. So here, first 0, then 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is for H. Okay, then E, then L, L, O. All right. Okay, let's access their characters. So let me just write it. Just a moment. Instead of square brackets, I will use, instead of round brackets, I will use square brackets. Print 0. Print x of 0. Just a moment. Okay, there was some disturbance here. So I just want to print here x of 0. So within the round brackets, I just write here x and then square brackets 0. Let's run. Okay, so it gives me h. Similarly, what if I just want to get the second and the third character? So I'll write 1 here, then 2, 3. Let's run the code. So it gives me HELL. Okay. Let me write another word as O. Okay. Oh, not 0. Next index is 4. All right. So it gives me HELLO. So that's how you can access the character of a string. This is called indexing. Indexing always starts from 0 in programming, not from 1. So at first index you have H, at 0th index you have H, at first index you have E, at second index you have L, third index is L, and fourth index is O. Alright, so this is how you have to get the indexing of a string. Now, I have just created a string here. Now, what if my string is very big? Let me comment this out. If my string is too big, say for example, x equals to, all right, my string is this big, and I just want to write some more thing here. So I go to the next line, and let me just write something more. All right, I have written this multiple lines. If I just want to write multiple lines, okay, let's run this code. Oh my God, there is an error, syntax error. What kind of error is this? Let's see the error. Detected at line 52. Okay, there is an error here. Now, if you just want to write multiple lines in your string, you have to do something else. It is not going to work with double quotes. Then how it is going to work? You have to put triple quotes if you want to write multiple lines in your string. So let me just put one more there and one more at the beginning and also at the end. I'll just take this whole thing and I'll just put it inside here. Okay, and let me delete this. All right, let's run now. Okay, okay, you want to print it. We have just created a variable. You want to print it on print x. Okay, so you can see that's the output. All right, so whenever you want to write multiple lines in your string, you have to do that with triple quotes or triple single quotes. You can even use triple single quotes also. That is also going to work. Okay, so you can create a string using a single quote and also using double quotes. And if you just want to write multiple lines in your string, you have to use triple single quotes or triple double quotes. Yeah, for commenting, you can use this hashtag. Okay, so everyone has written this code. I hope everyone has written this code. Perfect. Now we will just move on to the next concept, which is the string slicing. We are going to study string slicing today. How to do slicing on a string. So let me comment this out. And let me tell you how I am commenting this out. I have to select all and I have to press Control plus forward slash. Control plus forward slash. Select everything and just click Control plus forward slash. These are small shortcuts which we should remember as a programmer. Okay, next thing. Let's study string slicing. What is string slicing? I'm going to create a variable called fruit equals to mango within double quotes. Okay, now first of all, I want to find out the length of this string. So there is an operation. Now we are studying all the operations on the string. There is a function called length function, which is going to give the length of the string. Okay, so I will just create another variable as length. Okay, I'll just write len equals to length function. Okay, I have to give some different name for the variable. It can't be same. Len function brackets, and then I will just write the name of the variable here, which is fruits. Okay, and then print the length on the screen. Okay, there is an error, name error. Okay. Okay, so it gives me 5 because there are totally MANGO. 5 characters are there. So it is going to give me 5. Okay. Now, if you just write, okay, this is a string I have created. Let's see what is the length of this string. So it gives me 12. Okay, how 12? First 1, then the space is also taken as a character. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So totally there are 12 characters in this string. So that's what is the output. How you do this? Using the length function. Using the length function, you can find the length of a string. Okay. Yeah. So please keep on writing. Note this now, the length function. And then string slicing. If I just want to take out some part from this string, how to do it? That means like how you slice the mango. Now you have the summer season, everyone must be eating mango. You are just slicing the mango, right? Using the knife. In the same manner, you can slice the string also in Python. Now how to do that? So let me just use this print function here. Print, I'm going to use the square brackets. Now inside the square brackets, let me just put the round brackets first, then the square brackets. Okay, I will just mention the name of the variable fruit. Okay, now I want to take out some part from this string. So what I'll do, I'll just mention the starting value, which is 0. Say for example, I'm mentioning the starting index as 0. Then I will give colon. And then I want to mention the ending index. Till which index I want to slice my string. So say for example, I will just write 4 here. Okay, let me just change this thing. Let me just keep it mango. Let me write 4 here. Let's see the output. So it gives me MANG. Now what's happening here? First of all, let's try to understand this. 0 index. So the starting value is 0 and it is going to go till n minus 1. N minus 1. Remember this, very important. The second value is will be n minus 1. So here you have 4. 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So it will go till third index. 0, 1, 2, 3. So MANG will be printed. MANG will be printed on the screen. Clear? Yes. Good. Now let's change the starting and the end value. I will just write here 1. It starts from 1 and it goes up to what? Okay, again 4. Okay, let's run this. So it gives me A and G now. So it starts from the first index, which is A. And then it goes up to n minus 1. So n is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So it starts from the first index and goes till the third index. So you get A and G here. All right. Now, what if you want to print the starting value is nothing? There is nothing there. Okay. And then you have 5 here. Uh, just a moment. Something happened here. Please wait. Please wait. Hmm. Okay. Now let's see what will be the output for this one. It is taking a little bit of time. Okay, I think just a moment. I think there's some network issue. Please wait, it is just loading. There is some issue here. Okay, so it gives me the output as MANG. That means the whole string will be printed there on the screen. All right. Hmm. So I think, the time is up. Just one more concept we will study and we will just wrap up the session here about negative indexing. Let's study about negative indexing. So what exactly is this? Okay. No worries, some network issues, but this will not, stop us from writing the code. Okay. Now, negative index, how do we do the negative index? Now, in the indexing, whenever you are doing the slicing, if there is a negative value, what if there is a negative value? Let me again just create that variable as fruit equals to mango. I'll just write there as mango. Okay. Now I just want to print the whole string on the screen. So I will write print and then fruit and then nothing at the starting colon 5. Starting value is 0, nothing, null, and 5. So mango. Now always remember the ending value is always n minus 1. Don't be confused, it will not be printed till 5 index. The second value, the ending value is always n minus 1. So 5 minus 1, 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Till O it will be printed. Let me add some more here, just a random thing. Okay, so it still gives me mango. I have done the slicing. I've just taken a small part from my string. This is called slicing the string. Using this, my actual string is this, some mango and some random. Okay, now next thing, what is negative indexing? Let me use that negative indexing here. Okay. First was I will just write here as 0 and minus 3. Okay, first add 0, then second one will be minus 3. Let's see, let's run. So it gives me this thing, mango again. Now, how do we do the negative indexing? Whenever you have a negative indexing, what you do, you just put here len of the variable. So you will just put the len of fruit here. What is len of fruit? 5. Okay, len of fruit is 5. So 5 minus 3, what will be here? What you will get the value as 2. So it is going to print from 0 till 2, which is 0 and A. Ma. MA. That is the output we are going to get. So whenever you have a negative indexing there, you always put len of the variable, len of fruit. It is going to be considered by the Python by default. But it is for our understanding that we should know how you are going to calculate negative indexing. You always have to put their length of the string and then you have to calculate. Make sense? Now, what if I just put at the starting value, I give -3 here, and then the ending value also I give -1. So what will be the result? You have to, whenever you have negative indexing, just put the len function, just put len function there. So length of root is 5. So 5 minus 3, 2. So here you will have 2 at the starting value. Then the ending value also you put len function. So 5 minus 1, 4. Let's see the output. So it will give ng. So that's how you have to just find out the negative indexing for slicing the string. There are two things, positive indexing and negative indexing. Whenever you see the negative indexing, just use the len function. All right, so that's how we can do the slice. So perfect, I think we can stop here. So the time is also up. So today we just studied few things, we just wrote some program for multiplication and for finding odd or even. We wrote the program for percentage calculator, and then, we use the loop in the calculator, the simple calculator, we use the loop. Then we studied about typecasting in Python using the type function, you can find the data of a variable, and also you can convert one data type into another data type. That is called typecasting. There are two types of typecasting: explicit typecasting and implicit typecasting. Explicit typecasting is done by the programmer, and implicit typecasting is done automatically by the Python interpreter. Then we studied about string. What is a string? Anything within double quotes is called a string. Okay, then we did string slicing. If you just want to take out some part from your string, you can use the string slicing. Okay, now in the next session, we will be studying about some string operations. How you can perform some operations on a string. So there are very different interesting operations. We will study that in the next session. Okay, now the assignment for today's session. Please note down the assignment properly. You have to write a program to find factorial of a number. First, write a program to find the factorial of a number. And then second one, write a program to swap two numbers. We just want to swap two numbers, get two numbers from the user and swap them. Factorial, okay. So if you have studied maths, you will know what is factorial. It's a very simple thing. Yeah. So that's what you can find that out. You can do some research. All right. Okay. Perfect. So that's all for today from my side. Thank you so much. There was, some network issue, but today the class went very well. At the end there was some network issue, but that's fine. These problems should not stop us from getting forward. We have to always, there will be problems, there will be challenges. Sometimes you will get stuck, you won't get any answer, but still we have to move forward. Okay, and that's the attitude we should have. Thank you so much, everyone. It was a wonderful session, and we can continue with our meditation. Kindly stay online. Please stay online. There will be meditation.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, let's just end the session with a quick meditation. Let's first examine and experience the power of a thought and how it's associated with every feeling. Let's just take one thought and hold on to this thought. I am peaceful. I am happy. Let's repeat this for a few moments. I am happy. I am peaceful. And let's feel the energy of happiness and peace while we are affirming this thought. I am happy regardless of whatever is going around me. I am happy. I'm in harmony with everything that is happening. I am in harmony with every situation. I am in total acceptance because I believe, I strongly believe everything is happening for my own good. Even though I cannot see it at the moment, I have to hold on to this faith. It is all happening for my own good, my higher good. And with time, this higher good will reveal itself to me. That's why I am happy. At this moment, I am happy because everything is going accurately. Everything is happening perfectly for me. Even the bad things are still perfect and accurate for me as I learn from them. So every experience teaches me, it empowers me, it strengthens me to handle such situations more strongly once they happen again. So I am happy. I don't see negativity. I change my outlook to positivity in everything. I am happy. Let that subtle smile be on our face and let our face glow with that happiness because it's inner happiness reflecting on our face. Because we understand the true reasons why bad things are happening to us. They are our teachers. They teach us So, in every negativity lies a lesson to be learned about myself. It's revealing my own weaknesses, my own thought processes. It's revealing my inner vulnerability to external influences. It's a messenger that is speaking out loud, asking me to patch my inner vulnerabilities. Because nothing can take away my happiness without my own will. And if I am easily giving away my happiness to external situations, circumstances, then I'm not valuing my own happiness. At the end of the day, no matter how successful we are in our career, in our family, in every aspect of life, but if we are not happy, are we truly successful? Are we truly successful? So, first, we have to understand the value of our own happiness. And we have to learn through meditation how to conserve and preserve our happiness and not give it away so easily to anything external. So, whenever we see and find ourselves losing our happiness over mundane things, over major things, no matter what be it, let's anchor in one thought: I am happy, regardless of anything. I am happy. And gradually, with this practice, we will start seeing the influences of those external things fade away from our mind. It is a very simple practice. Every time any situation takes away our happiness or our peace of mind, we immediately anchor ourselves in these thoughts. I am happy. I am peaceful. I am happy. I am peaceful. In peace lies my happiness. Because peace means very few thoughts. Peace means silencing of the mind. And when the mind is silenced, happiness is a natural byproduct. Inner happiness. as long as it takes to restore that inner peace and happiness. We just anchor onto these thoughts. I am peaceful. I am happy. Go within, silence the mind, relax, and just keep affirming that I am happy. I don't need anything external for my inner happiness. This is my natural state. I can only resonate with that inner happiness. Once I silence my mind, empty myself of every external thought, become carefree and light, unaffected by anything outside. And what's left to experience is the energy of happiness. So keep staying in these thoughts. Hold on to these thoughts until the moment the inner peace and tranquility is restored. I am peaceful. Completely turned within, this space of emptiness, where I've dropped everything, leave everything that the mind is holding on to, and just feel the calmness. It is a very simple experience where I disconnect from the external and I reconnect with my inner peace and happiness. A place to call home for the mind, because in true sense, our mind wanders out in the world. It never comes home to this peace and happiness. This inner peace and happiness is the home for the mind. Let the mind rest in this inner space for some time. Get more and more acquainted with this inner space, where there's no disturbance of the external. It is the mind that connects us to everything external. This mind is the bridge. One end of this bridge is the inner space. The other end of this bridge is the outer world. For the remaining part of the week, let's take this assignment for the mind and let's assess what duration of the week, how many hours, how many days is the mind parked at the outer side of the bridge in the outer world, and how many minutes or moments is the mind parked in this inner space, this inner world of peace. Just observe this for the remaining week. And when you realize that the mind hardly comes home to this inner world, it's always parked on the other side of the bridge. It's always outwardly focused. When this realization will dawn, that's when you will truly awaken and be empowered to restore your inner peace and happiness. Because we have come to understand with wisdom the root cause of not feeling relaxed. Because the mind is parked excessively on one side of the bridge and is in a great imbalance. So every time we realize this, we can spend a few moments to bring the mind back into this inner space and let the mind relax. Let it soak in that inner peace. And then when you come out of this meditation state, you will feel a lot lighter and a lot more efficient in doing many tasks with a fresh perspective. So every now and then during the day, let's take a break for the mind and let it go home for some few minutes. A simple, easy practice, but very empowering, very energizing, very relaxing. With this thought, let's end today's meditation and learn this new skill of silencing the mind and being in control of situations by not changing situations but diverting the mind on the other side of the bridge. And then we'll see situations have very least influence and affect us minimally. So here's the assignment for next week. Try it and share your experience. Thank you all for your time. Good evening, and we look forward to seeing you next week again. Thank you.